Now, please raise your hand if you've been in any way involved in a club contest at Toastmasters. See a few of you there. Great. Now, some of you without your hands raised, and perhaps even some of you with, may be thinking, it's just a slightly different version of a regular club meeting, right? I mean, it can't be that difficult to plan. But I can tell you, having organised our club contest in October, I have found club contests to be specifically the most difficult out of all of them to plan. And as we all know, that this club, particularly its president, can be a bit chaotic at times, and it takes real planning to organise this kind of chaos. Am I right? Oh, border dash my slide, 1 second. Oh, there we go. Right, now as you may know, we have 2 club contests a year. One on humorous speeches and table topics in September usually, and the other on the International Speech Contest and Evaluations in March, which you've heard of many times this evening already. And as the club VP, it's my job to ensure that these contests run smoothly, that the contest requirements are met according to the rule book, which is a beefy document, and that we have all the roles filled and that everyone filling those roles knows how to execute said roles in a contest environment. Now, achieving all of this involves setting a clear plan with key milestones and a list of tasks in order to have everything ready on the day. Now, following on from our last contest, I would like to highlight to you my 3 key takeaways that I believe are relevant to all projects, not just contests. So, 1, start earlier. The earlier, the better. You can never start planning too early. In fact, you're already late. Think about the amount of time it takes for limescale to build up in a soft water area and then double it. Am I right? As someone who is naturally prone to doing things last minute, this tip is key. It's important to know the scope of work that needs to be completed so you can prepare accordingly and assiduously by creating a viable schedule that gives you enough time to make sure you're going to get everything done and you're not leaving it all to the last minute. And this is something that is essential for someone like me. Am I right? When you've not done something before, it can often be surprising which tasks take a lot of time and much longer than you initially thought, and you end up running around just like a headless chicken. And then some tasks just you think are going to take forever and then take no time at all. For shorter projects, I like to use a to-do list, but for longer projects, I like to use a Gantt chart, which you can see on your screens right now. And I find these really useful for assigning when I'm going to do the work, how long I've got to do it, and it gives me a nice waterfall of how I need to plan everything to make sure by the date of the contest, we're ready to go. Step 2 is to identify the resources required to accomplish your plan. Materials, people or volunteers, budget. For people important in contests, engage them as early as possible. Confirm attendance and that you're going to get the support you need, and provide volunteers with clear information. For contests, it's really important that you provide a brief beforehand, as there are a lot of different rules and formalities in a contest that make them very different to a normal club meeting. Am I right? Finally, my 3rd point is to manage your risks. Expect the unexpected and have a backup plan, or reserve volunteers in the case of last-minute emergencies. Anything that might impede the project schedule or cause delay on the day is a risk. Am I right? I like to create a list of possible risks that could happen on the day and have some backup plans just in case, so that I know I'm covered should something go wrong. So that begs the question, which I know is the one on all of your minds. With our club international speech and evaluation contest coming up this March, what will our club VP be doing differently this time around? Well, looking back at my key learnings, 1, starting earlier. Definitely learnt my lesson that you need to start planning as early as possible. And this year I've started planning for our March contest in January to give me enough time to get everything lined up. 2, secure resources. For our upcoming club contest, I've already solicited volunteers in 2 meetings now, this being one of them. And some of you might have already received emails about functional roles too. And 3, identifying risks early on and having backup plans. In the case of low numbers, it's always good to have a member or 2 who is happy to do both parts of the contest if needed, or people who can take more than one functional role where contest rules allow. I've also learned that it's important to start the brief as early as possible on the day of the meeting, so you have plenty of time in the actual contest part for any issues or delays or Zoom connectivity problems. So there you have it, how to have a corker of a club contest by starting early, securing resource and identifying risks. And it would be remiss of me as the club VP not to encourage you all to volunteer for a role if you have not already, to take the opportunity to get involved in our upcoming club contest, if not for your own development, then to help your club VP. So I will end this speech by using the power of 3 for a very important statement, which is, with the Macarena, if it's easy, you're doing it wrong. If it's easy, you're doing it wrong. And if it's easy, you're doing it wrong. Thank you.
Terrific. That was wonderful. Well done, Rebecca.